Okay, so patuloy tayo sa ating pag-aaral at dito ating tingnan yung another example. We have set of x such that x is greater or equal to 2, then intersection x such that x is less than 9. So the solution is now, actually, it is referred to 2 and 9. No? So, it is within. So, ibig sabihin, nasa loob. That's why when we plot this, okay, since ang nakalagay dito ay greater or equal to 2, so we put here a bracket. Then since sa other side is less than 9, so we put the parenthesis considering that it is open. Here it is set already and there it is open. But since the direction is less than, so the consideration now is within this area only. No? So, yan ang ating, kumbaga nga, the section which is considered. Okay, so ganun ang pag-interpret. This is what we call the set being represented or the inequalities. Then the line graph or the number line presentation is presented this way. No? So another example, what if x is such that x is less than 0 and union, okay, x such that x is greater or equal to 3. So the solution is, okay, so look at this. You will notice here that in this case, we have 0 and infinity, negative, and here we have the so-called x greater or equal to 3. Okay, so this is also a positive infinity. No? So, ibig sabihin, this expression is presented by this answer here. So, when we plot that, okay, notice the direction of the graph of the bracket. The bracket is pointing towards the infinity, positive, and since this is plus or minus here at 3, so we use the term bracket. Okay, and since 0 going to less than x is less than 0, so going to that direction, okay, so that is also a negative infinity. Okay, so that is how we express what we call inequalities. Okay, another example, what if here in our previous example, the notations and the symbols are presented first, then we get the equivalence. Here, in another example, is the reverse, no? So, ibigay natin yung value ng negative parenthesis of negative 2 and 4. So, the solution is this one. Okay, so look at this. Now, negative 2 is to the left of 4. That's why we considered x here such that, okay, we have 2 And since this is a parenthesis, so that is less, ang ating gamitin na symbol is less than, then put the x in between, then another 4 here with a parenthesis also. So since negative 2 is to the left, so we use less than 4. So therefore, this is now how we draw it in a diagram. We have negative 2 and this is positive 4. But our concern at this point is within this area only. So it is limited with this portion. Okay, how about in the other example? What if positive with a bracket here and 7 positive as well with a bracket here? Okay. Now, take note that we are using the two terms, 3 and 7, and they are in a bracket form. So, nasa bracket sila, no? Now, in this bracket form, we now know that we will use the less than or equal. Bakit less than? Because 3 is to the left of 7. So, we are now using less than or equal because of the bracket. So that's why our expression here, interpretation of the term, we have x such that 3 less than or equal to x, then x is less than or equal to 7. Now, the drawing is expressed by this way. Now, since they have a bracket here, so we use the bracket at 3 and then bracket at 7. So, meaning the value of your x is within this area only. No? And since they are all positive, so therefore, we consider this diagram now, or this presentation of the line number. Okay. So that is the solution of this given, what we call problem. So how we express this one. So this is now the answer. Okay, how about letter C? What if bracket 1 and C? 6 parentheses. So, if you look at it again, notice that 1 is at the left side, so we will use less than sign. No? So, we will use the less than sign. Okay, so that's why we have the solution here, x such that 1 is less than or equal to x, and x is with a parenthesis less than 6. Okay, so that is how we interpret it, or the solution of this given here. Okay, so therefore, since bracket, so bracket, parenthesis, parenthesis. Now, again, it is within this area only. No? So this is affected portion to express this term here. Okay, how about if negative 4 and 0? Again, as we have said, negative 4 is to the left of 0 because it is less than 0. Therefore, we have here x such that negative 4. Okay, we will use the term less than x. And then since this is a bracket, therefore we use less than or equal to 0. So this is now the case. Okay? From 0 going to negative 4. So this is negative 4. Then this is bracket less than or equal. Then this is parenthesis. So meaning it is less than. Okay? So that is the example letter D. Then we will go to the next. In this case, bracket 0, comma, plus positive infinity, then parenthesis. So therefore, in that case, x such that x is greater or equal. Now, why we use that? Because of this. Now, since it is greater than 0, from 0 to infinity. So, ito na yun. Positive infinity. Okay, lastly, we have another example, negative infinity and 5. So, look at that. 5 is greater than negative infinity at this point. So, we use x such that x is less than 5. Now, this is going to infinity. So, the drawing now start from 5, then go to that direction which is negative infinity. Okay? So, ayan po ang mga example natin.